So, Bafeto, welcome to our brand new show, Jazz Kitchen with Modisana. So, we're gonna review Beats and Love while I cook up a storm in the kitchen. Yeah, and about that, today's show is actually also about food, great food. As you know from the previous show, Cooking with Modisana, obviously I attempted, new recipes, traditional recipes, homemade and so forth. But I'm still gonna continue with that, man, giving you great ideas, to cook for your family, restaurant standard food, we in the time of the festive season, we just gonna hit Christmas soon. So I think this next recipe that I'm gonna cook might actually be great for you to cook for a family, although it's a bit expensive. I'm cooking a lamb shank. This baby right here. There's many ways to cook a lamb shank. You can obviously cook it in a poipicos, which is one of my favorites. You can cook it in a casserole, and you can oven bake it as well. And for today, I'm actually gonna do a little bit of oven baked. I actually tested it out about 2-3 days ago, because I haven't been cooking for a while, man. And that's why obviously the show ended. I haven't been cooking for a while. But yeah, man, coming in it with a bang. So, yo. That goes in. I'm not even sure who that is, but that goes in. Franco Polo has actually featured quite a few homies. I know one is from Germany. I think it's Mecca83. He's from Germany. And my good friend I Will Tunes, I Will Tunes obviously is one of the tight homies around our creative circle, man. Shout out to him. And yeah, man, the rest I don't really. One Eye, I think I've heard about One Eye. I think I follow him on SoundCloud if I'm not sure. Kool-Aid, I think I know him via Frank Apollo. He's mentioned Kool-Aid before in one of the podcasts that used to air on Uru TV. And yeah, man, it's actually a dope selection of spinners and beat makers. But anyways, back to the food. I'm gonna whip up a nice meal today, perfect for the festive season. So before you even start, I'm just gonna take you through our ingredients, what you need, obviously, to cook this nice, rich, expensive lamb shank. It's actually not a favorite meal amongst Americans. I don't know why. But fast food anyways. But for me personally, during this time of the year, I normally cook lamb. I don't know why. It's either I cook leg of lamb or obviously a lamb shank. To be honest, this is only my second time cooking a lamb shank. My first attempt was, like I said, 2 days ago, just to put in some practice. But I normally cook lamb. I do oxtail a lot, and I pair it up with like wings, obviously, as a starter. And then I would do a full chicken as well for Christmas. Because Christmas, I own the kitchen, My wife works the entire year, cooks for hubby to make sure that I'm, in great shape. But during Christmas, I take over the kitchen. So this is probably gonna fall down as one of my specialty dishes going forward. Because the first one, I killed it, no lies. I killed the first attempt, so let's try kill the second attempt. Okay, let's try to kill the second attempt. So cool. Before you start with anything, before you even go through the ingredients. So the first thing that you must do to make sure that your shank doesn't taste off, is remove this layer, this silver layer. Just remove it. Make sure you get the best of the meat, I mean. It's actually quite a thick layer. You'll just notice it. If you pinch on the shank, you'll see that there's a layer that actually goes up, And yeah, you just remove that. You start with that. Make sure your shank is nice and clean. Look at that, it's very thick. I'm sure Majitane man, I'm sure you've seen So that's like the first layer. There's another layer, man. There's another layer. And the funny thing is, imagine it's very tiny, man, and I think but once it's dead, bruh, at Minapaya, on top of that, it's very expensive. You know, lamb alongside boar, salmon, oxtail, obviously snails, stuff like that. It's very expensive at any restaurant. Personally, at our restaurant, I know I would sell this for nothing less than $300, like for one meal, you know. So, yeah, man, let me remove this. So cool. Now that this is nice and clean, let me flip over to the other side here. Let me just do this. There you go. Let's go. Beats and love. This is actually a proud moment, man. Shout out Pumlan. Go. 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 Now that we're in the mood, let me introduce you quickly to our ingredients. To support my lamb shank, the baby carrots, which I'm gonna grill first and then oven grill it with the shank. And then I'm gonna do a nice, mash potatoes, nothing really fancy about it, just a normal mash. Obviously my ingredients will just set it apart. The type of herbs that I use, got some nice, parsley outside, homegrown. So I'm just gonna throw that in, a bit of garlic, just a little bit, and cream of mushroom, and then we set. And then, unfortunately, I don't have raw garlic, but I managed to buy some before we shot this show actually. So this garlic. But ideally what you want is the raw garlic, which you're gonna chop up in big pieces and put it right underneath the lamb shank and on top of it. And then some red or normal white onions that you can use. But the key is with these onions, you just cut them up thick, into big pieces, and then the shank is gonna rest nicely on them, and then they're gonna soak all that juice that comes from the shank, and they actually go very, very well with the shank because, it has all the flavor in it, and you can eat them, as part of the supporting dish for the shank. So cool. I think what I'm gonna start with is quickly make the potatoes, and then these I'll just rinse up quickly, and then I'll grill them just after the potatoes. So yeah, man, let's get started. Let me tell you. Oh, I forgot one more ingredient, some gin. So this gin is actually for my secret sauce. I'm not actually supposed to be sharing this because this is the secret sauce I pour over the lamb shank while it's still nice and warm. Before you eat it, you just pour it right on top and then awaken. But I use gin predominantly to give it, that extra, tasting and a festive, we want to get into the mood. So I use gin and some rosemary and mint and brown sugar. Adds a bit of brown sugar, crush it up together, and that's the sauce. Just throw it over your lamb shank as it leaves the oven. Okay, right now I just need a nice deep pan. While you prepare, let me just preheat my oven for 180 degrees. I'm actually gonna cook it for an entire 2 hours, 45 minutes. So that's the other thing. First tip I'll give you, before you allow pay, and especially around Christmas Day, milwa high or rather mala high for Christmas Day. Abazi, basevisa, but one of the castor oil and just to eat that Christmas lunch. Make sure it's all saying and you prepare everything early. Now this is a show, Well, at the show, you wake up very early, prepare everything, because this cooks. One of this thing, this cooks for almost 3 hours, honestly. And when I'm out there or 2 hours, I know about sharp. 2 hours 45 minutes. That's what I tried with my first attempt, and it came out perfect. So, anyways, let me prepare that, and then after that, I clash up on my quick gin sauce, and then I can grill the baby carrots. So cool. I'm just gonna season it with my normal black pepper and salt. I've said it so many times before. I always have black pepper and salt. That's my core ingredient in any meal, to be honest. Black pepper, some normal salt, sprinkle a bit, and then I'm gonna rub in the garlic. Seeing that I don't have obviously the normal garlic cloves, I'm just gonna rub this one. This works well as a substitute as well. Now how about the garlic bread? You can actually use this. Just put it in butter, melt the butter, watasa, and then you're good. So I'm also gonna put a little bit of rosemary on it. We all love rosemary. We all love the taste, the smell of it. If that extra, herby, greeny taste, if I can say. So yeah, the rest of this panisa for the sauce, and then chop your onions into thick slices. Remember, these are actually gonna be the shank. The shank is gonna literally lie on the onions, the entire time that we're gonna cook it. Obviously giving the onions a whole different flavor. They already taste nice as they are, but then got the juicy bits on more, and it's just gonna be, extra. Just kitchen some proper lo-fi beats, man. Something very down tempo to start off our new show. And the idea came very, very, very easy, man. I think I was with the producer, my main man Kat, and then we were just like, nah, man, let's switch it up a bit for a new season, yeah. Cooking with Modisana, because obviously we want to drop that in January 2022, and automatically, man, we came to a conclusion. Hey, sorry guys, I thought these onions are making me cry, but anyways, yeah, sharp cut. Yo,